Hey everyone, it's Monday morning, October 21st. Welcome to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Çela, and let's stick to our Monday tradition. Let's talk about the most important events in the week ahead. Before we dive in, a quick reminder, today's episode is sponsored by IMF Capital Asset Management Frankfurt. For personalized investment solutions and high-quality mutual funds, visit amf-capital.de. First off, let's talk about Tesla. They're set to report earnings after the close on Wednesday, and this will be a big one since Tesla is the first of the Magnificent Seven tech companies to release their results. Now, Tesla shares have been under pressure this month, especially after their robotaxis reveal, which didn't exactly blow investors away. Plus, with the stock already underperforming compared to the broader market, any soft earnings report could raise concerns about whether tech stocks, in general, are a bit overvalued right now. So watch this closely. It could be a key driver for tech this week. Next, we've got semiconductor earnings on deck. Last week was pretty wild for chip stocks. ASML's disappointing forecast hit the sector hard, but then TSMC turned things around with a strong profit report. This week, we've got Texas Instruments and Lam Research reporting, and their results could give us more insight into how the chip sector is holding up, especially given the increasing demand for AI-related tech. Remember, semis make up a big chunk of the Standard & Poor's 500, so these results are definitely worth keeping an eye on. On the economic side, it's going to be a relatively quiet week, but we do have some important reports on housing, durable goods, and consumer sentiment. We'll also get the Fed's Beige Book on Wednesday, which gives us a snapshot of economic conditions across the U.S. And if that's not enough, we'll hear from a handful of Fed officials throughout the week. Everyone's going to be listening closely to see if there are any hints about future rate cuts or the Fed's broader outlook on the economy. Now let's shift gears to the global stage. This week, finance ministers and central bank heads from around the world are meeting in Washington for the annual IMF and World Bank meetings. One big topic on the table: how countries are dealing with rising debt levels and slower growth. The IMF recently warned that global debt is expected to surpass $100 trillion by the end of the year, with the US and China leading the charge. There's also plenty of geopolitical tension as Russia hosts its own summit of BRICS leaders, including China, India, and Saudi Arabia. With so many heavy hitters involved, the economic and political outcomes from these meetings could have a big impact on global markets. Finally, let's talk oil. Prices have been super volatile lately. Last week we saw oil fall by around 7% amid concerns over weak demand from China and the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. China's economy grew at its slowest pace since early 2023, but some better-than-expected numbers from September softened the blow a bit. Meanwhile, the situation in the Middle East is still evolving. President Biden hinted at the possibility of resolving tensions between Israel and Iran, but Hezbollah's recent actions suggest that the conflict might escalate further. All this uncertainty means oil prices could stay choppy for a while longer. And that's your quick look at the markets for this week. We've got earnings from Tesla, a busy week for semiconductors, some key economic reports, and big meetings on the global stage. Thanks for tuning in to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm Endrit Çela, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning with a brand new episode. Have a great week ahead, everyone.